I will be showing you how to effectively and, well, quickly get your hands on some of those sweet opulent keys to, well, of course, get those sweet opulent weapons. Now, opulent weapons that I'm talking about include the Stringer, I think the Callus mini tool, if you just go to some machine guns. So you'll have the, where is it? Yeah, you can get the Callus mini tool. Let's see. A fan favorite, that being the Stringer, which is a great weapon. Highly recommend you try getting the gold roll for it, and a few other things. Now, the way you do this, the system that it works, is you either collect chests, you complete events, or do whatever in the Derelict Leviathan, and there's a percentage chance that you have a chance, well, a percentage chance that you get a key. Now, keys are, well, they tell you, like, around where you can find the chest used to open with. So let's say among Stoic Pillars, I think one of them was, that would be in the Royal Pools. I'm pretty sure it says the location. Well, anyway, the way you get these is pretty simple. There are a few farm routes I'll be showing you guys how to do. There's going to be a, well, event schedule, which is probably the easier one, but it does require one main factor. That factor being that you do need 500 of these bad boys, Vestiges of Dread. Now, Vestiges of Dread drop from any enemy. As of right now, they drop like a 1 or 2, and, well, because in D2 you're killing a lot of enemies and committing genocide 10 times over, you will be getting a ton of these. Now, I don't really spend mine, but recently, my friends, I was doing this farm route, and when you're doing it, you can actually get these cursed weapons. Yes, you should get back into D2. Well, anyway, when I was doing this event in particular does drop cursed weapons, or haunted weapons, I believe that's what they're called, and they do have a decently high chance of dropping as a red tier weapon, so deep sight resonance, allowing you later on to craft them. Now, I was lucky enough to get the scout rifle. Now, I love scout rifles personally, but as of right now, I am more a fusion rifle guy or grenade launcher guy. As you can see, I have this, I have 2 different grenade launchers in my inventory. I have yeah, grenade launchers. So yeah. Anyway, once again, the easiest and simplest way on actually how to do it, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be really just quick about this. You go to your Castellum, you go to containment, and that's just it. You launch, and it'll put you into a server where there is an active containment public event, and there are a few people competing in it. Later on in the day, this will, like, let's say at night, this will have like 1 or 2 people, but if you log in the afternoon and use this method, which is once again the simplest one, you will simply, once again, I don't use hand cannons, anyway, you will simply get a ton of these opulent keys. I believe there's a 1 in 3 chance of dropping from what I've known. I got like, what, 5 in a row yesterday when I was farming this out. So yeah, here we go, we're in an event. Now, I personally would use the Infinite Grenades build, which requires you to have a really easy to get exotic, that being the, what's it called? The Sun Braces. Now, the Sun Braces, upon getting a charged melee kill, you will get a, well, let me just explain. I did show this in the last video of D2, where you just get a charged melee kill. Yo. I will stream Monster Hunter tomorrow though, don't you worry. Anyway, after you get a charged melee kill, you can go bananas with those damn grenades. Now, grenades, of course, are broken as hell. They will destroy things instantly, and in some cases are even better than the Galahorn if you can use them correctly. So yeah, that's that, basically. Now, we'll quickly go through this event, and then we'll, once again, then I will show you the farm routes that I mainly use, or, well, they're not really farm routes, but you can also do farm routes, I guess. But I mainly sit in one of the areas like Royal Pools or Pleasure Gardens. It does not cost money. Anyway, in the Pleasure Gardens, I'll sit there killing high-value targets, looking around for chests, etc. So yeah, there's that, but containment, once again, is probably the easiest way. There are 2 things. One, upon actually spending 500 of those points, or whatever they're called, Vestiges of Dread, you'll have a high chance of getting those sweet, sweet opulent keys. But there's also a different thing where it will say the lockdown is lifted, and you can use that chance to actually go around and look for those little doors with levers on the side, which you then flick down to, of course, get some chests. Now the chests, from what I know, is a 1 in 20 chance of dropping Opulent key. From my experience, I don't know if that's correct. You might need to go on the D2 wiki if you use that or whatever. And yeah, there's like 2 ways you get from that, which is probably the fastest way, if I'm gonna be honest. But there are my farming routes, of course, which actually, with the powerful nightmares, which you find in each of the areas, they will have a decently high chance, after destroying them, or killing them rather, in their chest for dropping a opulent key. Once again, opulent keys are used to get those sweet, sweet weapons and such. Now, there is also a few more ways to increase your chances getting these opulent weapons, or in fact actually farming for them, which is, like, difficult to get, I guess. You will need to get around... you don't need to buy DLC for Solo 3.0. Anyway, to actually get those... you can actually focus opulent weapons after you spend 6 of those little upgrade points in the Crown of Sorrow, which allows you, of course, to focus random opulent weapons after you've obtained them all. Now, obtaining them all is not quite the struggle, it's just RNG. There is an incredible amount of RNG in this farm when it comes to, well, getting the opulent keys are first and getting the weapon you want, and on top of that, either getting that red background feature, or whatever it's called, the deep sight resonance, or even getting the gold roll you want. Now, a few of my friends actually, they got the gold roll with the red background, so lucky them. And yeah, now, once again, I'm not going to be saying god rolls, god rolls, just, you can search them up, you can use whatever you're comfortable with. Now, personally, I'm a bit of a strange man, so you see, I recently got the new pulse rifle from the new dungeon, and I do not think this is a god roll, but personally I love it simply because you can move around, you get that extra damage, and with your secondary, if you get a kill with it, and that's why I have empty vessel, because with spike grenades, of course, it will like one-shot most trash mobs, maybe the major every now and then, which then allows me to get that sweet, sweet damage buff from Harmony. I don't know the exact percentage of buffs though, but it is pretty damn high. From 1000 damage to the body, I'm dealing 1900 to the body as well. And then after that, I'm dealing like, what, 2k damage to the head with each bullet from that burst, which is very good, noting that it shoots 3 rounds per burst and the buff lasts around 5 seconds. So you're going to be getting a lot of damage potential from that. And on top of all of that, the perpetual motion allows you to have increased handling, which is basically more aim down speed if you're more of a PvP person. Now, actually, this is a PvP and PvE role, from what I know, because, well, you get stability, reload speed, and you get handling when constantly in movement. And this bitter spite, upon taking damage, you will gain increased reload. Now, that reload, I believe, stacks to 5 times, so that's when you go to critical health. You won't really be reloading if you're only at critical. So yeah, there's that too. And. You can get times 3 really easily. I normally get after getting shot literally 3 times. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And now there's also the Funnel Web, which is a very cool SMG, basically Recluse. But then there's also the Callus's mini tool, which in fact increases, well, not increases damage, sorry, what am I saying? Which is basically also a Recluse, but solar. I know there was that whole thing about the Death Adder build on Titans, but we don't talk about that because I'm a Warlock. Anyway, that's besides the point. With the Callus mini tool, oh my god, it is great. I'm gonna be honest, there are a few perks that will give you that sweet, sweet buff of like making, I think it's where like you hit an enemy with solar. I'll show you actually. You hit them with that, and then after a bit they'll explode, and yeah. And there's also this, where it'll launch out little fragments, which cause that status effect, I forgot what it's called. But basically, if you get a kill with that thing, it'll basically have chain reaction, a free chain reaction. So you will get that damage, they'll explode, and Anyway, they'll explode and they'll pass it on to others, which in turn explode, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's basically an endless cycle of pain if you have like a bunch of thralls next to each other or whatever. Like that one trailer for D2 where there's the tons of thralls coming out of that one door. So I think that would have been very useful in that situation, but I'm afraid to say that those Guardians at that moment did not have access to this current equipment that we do now in D2, because that was a D1 trailer, if you haven't been paying attention. Now, this event is very cool, because you get this cool scythe. Note, you do need the season pass, I believe, to access this area. But anyway, you get this cool gamer scythe, which does give you restoration upon hitting enemies, or I think getting kills rather, which is also very, very cool, and it deals a ton of damage by spamming R1. Do not spam R2, it does do 17,000 damage, but that's it. You're going to be getting more overall with your R1 attack, that does around 15k, and you cost much less energy from that little blade to deal damage with. But then there's also grenade spam. Now grenade spam is great because, from what I know, it will quite literally melt a boss, pun unintended. And yeah, you can kind of see the damage right there. Jesus Christ, it is amazing. And plus we're going to shield him with our weapons, and we're going to be dealing all of that singe damage, whatever it's called. He's going to be exploding, he's going to be constantly getting stun locked, which is fun. Anyway, this is the second part of this little containment event, which is nothing much, nothing crazy at least. And then there's the third part. Now the third part, I believe the nightmare that you fight rotates weekly. Now, well, as of right now, because it is the first week of this season, as well, from what I know, sorry, it is that one mechanic from that Forsaken campaign mission, which absolutely sucked to fight. I did not like it when I was playing that. It would quite literally one-shot you if it would two-shot you if the rockets landed on you, and that was not a very nice experience. Now here, this person is, in all of its infamy, vocabulary. Anyway, we just go over here, get grenades, spam them. Warlocks are superior this season. Plus we're on Guardian games, so joke's on you, Hunters and Titans. This is the first time we've won. Haha. Anyway, I believe you cannot get him stuck by the Nightmare Harvester, so there's no point in trying that. But you can damage it as much as you want. Certainty was better at this than, well of Radiance. Like, the Hunter's super, Blade Barrage, which is kind of cool, I guess. And yeah, that is basically my entire rant about what class is better. Clearly, I think the Warlocks, because I'm a Warlock main, if you couldn't guess already. So, well, I can't really also say much. I'm an ex-Titan main. I was a Titan main in D1. I was a big fan of, I think, the helmet of Inmost Light, because he could kind of go zoom with the, you know, the ground slam. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, once again, besides the point, we're here to tell you about how you can get your hands on those sweet, sweet Opulent keys. Now, I already explained this. I went on a rant for 20 minutes on what is good, what is bad, what is a cool god roll to have, which, basically, to sum it up, whatever you feel comfortable with. Anyway, once again, there are also other weapons that are much better, not much better, but very close, like power creeps to the Opulent weapons, such as that one fusion rifle from the PvP, which I have not yet gotten because I did not play PvP. I in fact found out PvE, if you couldn't tell already. Anyway, there is a certain fusion rifle that you can get from PvP. It is a primary stasis, so if you're not into raids, there's also that. It's kind of a low drop chance, just like the Frozen Orbit from, I think, 2 seasons ago, which is great and all. But yeah, surprisingly, that thing slaps for the new dungeon. I very much was in awe when my friend used it to one-shot the Bellboys. I will later maybe be putting up a video on how to do the dungeon, but you can always go watch Kakus HD if you're looking for guides. That's just me going to be attempting the dungeon and getting absolutely destroyed by the Bellboys and getting absolutely filled with damn anger while I perish and not get the item I want. So there's always that. Now also, every now and then this will give an Umbrella Engram, which is always great. Now, anyway, here's the main event. This is where we collect our rewards. I believe we actually just got an Opulent key from that. There you go, you can get it from the chest, but you can also get it from here. The chest is going to be the one that mainly drops it, but On top of all of that, if you just saw, I got a bound present, which has a decently low chance of dropping. You need it for one of the story quests for this season. And what they do exactly is they give you a haunted weapon after completed, I think, Sever Shame, I believe it's called, which is where you kill the fanatic again. And yeah, oh my god, we got 2 legendary weapons. That's pretty cool. Anyway, this is a measly pulse rifle, I do not like it. And then we got that weapon. Anyway, the second way, well, actually, I'm going to show you, of course, how you, open these bad boys. So it says, by Pleasure Gardens, well, in Pleasure Gardens, by Fallen Greatness. Now, Fallen Greatness, shut up, Aldrin, I don't care about your rants. Anyway, we're gonna go to the Pleasure Gardens, and I'm gonna show you where the Fallen Grace is. It is not an Elden Ring thing, do not worry, it is ahead of Callus. This is gonna be very easy to see, and we actually just leveled up. Note that those chests also give you 30, Vestiges of Dread, so right after finishing, you can get an easy 60, which is always great once again. So yeah, you don't really need to spend 500 Vestiges of Dread, it's just better if you want to get those haunted weapons, and I think you can craft them. Let me actually just go check this fact, because I don't want to be misleading you, my fellow friends. Yeah, so you can craft them after getting the patterns. Now, it is pretty cool to get these patterns, because personally, with a shotgun, I got a max reload one. So, yeah. Anyway, let's just collect our season rewards. Christ, my mouth is dry for speaking too much. Anyway, if we go to our Fallen, I think it was Fallen Grace. It was either Fallen Grace or Fallen something. Fallen Greatness. Apologies. So here he is, the Callus Head in all of its greatness, pun unintended. And there we go, we got the All-Stringer. Now, let's see if we got a good roll. We got... Actually, that I like. You got, like, the increased reload, I think, after a kill, right? Okay, so if you shoot to, like, a pot shot or something, and you reload, it gains increased reload, and plus you got Rampage, which is great, I think. But then we have reload speed. Yikes, we should have gone range. But anyway, that is pretty cool. And now, actually, because we are here... Oh, sweet. This person just killed high thingy targets, a high... value target, sorry, and that gave us 50 of those sweet Vestiges of Dread, and so on and so forth, gave us some items. Anyway, here in the Pleasure Gardens, occasionally there'll be little events like where you have to free one of Keitel's friends, I presume, like the boarding crew, and that will in fact give you a chest right after freeing them, and that has a decently low chance, or high/low chance of giving you an Opulent key. But then there's also the Powerful Nightmares, which upon opening their chest has a guaranteed legendary weapon, so that's like a world drop weapon. Note, the Funnel Web is very easy to get now because we have Unreal Focusing for weapons, and yeah, those little like Powerful Nightmare chests will have... Oh, okay, wait, here's a Powerful Nightmare. It says a distant snore of Sleeping Warbeast. There's also another one where it's like a clashing of Sword and Shield. Now the Sword and Shield one is arguably harder, but I'd like to disagree with that fact. Well, no, actually. Ignore what I said. Anyway, the Snoring of Warbeasts can be found in here, where originally in the, original Leviathan raid, you would take shelter from the Warbeasts. You had 3 attempts at this, and here we are. There are some Warbeasts we can kill, and eventually, after getting infinite grades, we quite literally roasted them, pun once again intended, and you just wait and see, watch all the chaos in all its glory. Call me Chaos from that one Skylanders film, but I don't know. Anyway, we just spam grenades, it's as easy as this, and we hope we can get to the end fast enough. Now, fun fact, if you don't complete these fast enough, the boss will run away because he is scared of our great power, and, well, Warlocks, they're terrifying. If you take away their books, and you take away their silly little pens. Anyway, here he is, he's the Beastmaster. Not very friendly, especially when you get flanked by a Nightmare Legionary. Anyway, let's respawn, let's go back in, and we'll show you the rewards. Hopefully get an Opulent key so I can get, Opulent weapons. Fun fact. And, wait. You can kind of back him into a corner because he's a stinking Incendor. Anyway, it will drop, like, a Witch Queen chest, which you then loot. And we got boots. but they do drop, I believe, a power or, well, I don't know, world drop. So yeah, that's also great. So on top of all this, you can literally just sit in this area if you're kind of a person who has a lot of patience, unlike me. And you sit here killing all the nightmares you see, all these little stinkers, and eventually events will spawn in, etc. And yeah, that's it. You'll get all these little chests. Actually, they have a decently, well, not low chance. They do spawn around here, but I'm a bit too lazy today to go into the specifics of where they spawn in and how long it takes for them to spawn in. I normally just server hop if I haven't found any, but once again, I digress. I mainly farm the event. So yeah, I think I've misused the word digress. Anyway, besides the point, also there'll be occasionally a core bearer arrives message in the text, which basically means you kill them, you get the core, and you get a cool scythe, which can be used to get even more kills and commit more mass genocide on the local alien race. Anyway, we have to go over here, and we will have to, well, I will have to show you these little farm points. Now, not many people actually go to the roll pools for some reason. I mean, it's a bit strange of them, but also there are a few messages that will sometimes appear. Certainly, I think after 20 minutes, I'll be like, a powerful nightmare is guarding a chest. Now, on this area, I know one spot where he can spawn, and I think it's the only spot. He will spawn right there. Now, there are also these patrols you can do, of course, to get you reputation with the Crown of Sorrow, which is always great, because you can get more items, and more items are cool. So yes, fun. Now my headset might run out, and that would be very bad if it did run out while I'm ranting on about stuff, so yikes. Anyway, this one's really simple once again, because warlocks are powerful. All you need to do is get kills with your solar abilities. Very cool, and you get yourself like 50 Vestiges of Dread, so you might as well just farm this while you're here even. This is a good Vestiges of Dread farm. Now, I love Phoenix Dive, it's simple to use, has a long ass cooldown, and it heals a bunch if you're using the right, I think, artifacts, whatever they're called. And yeah, that's that basically. Also, there's the little Petrified Egregore, which gives you 10 vestiges of Dread, which is always great once again, because you're getting closer to those event things. Anyway, you just go around shooting stuff until something happens. I'm not going to spend, 10 minutes, 20 minutes here until an event happens, but I will tell you one thing. I know of one Callus bobblehead that spawns in this area. Now, this is actually the only bobblehead I've found, and arguably my favorite one, simply because he's sitting around pipes and in like a vent. Anyway, to find this little lad, you go down here. Actually, this is where one of the powerful nightmares spawn in. When you get to this little area, there'll be a sniper. The message is a sniper, I think, laser goes over your ghost or whatever. Anyway, your little Callus boy should be around here somewhere. I don't know the exact things of here, but there is also that, which I have no clue what's down there. Something spooky, something wicked that way. So yeah, who knows? Anyway, now my friends, after you farmed your little opulent keys, you'll get these little all-string things and whatever. So yeah, that is basically my entire rant on how you gain fast opulent keys, which is once again always great, so you love to see those opulent weapons return. I was personally hoping the return. Actually, recently I sadly dismantled my All-Stringer, which is a shame. But anyway, a chest spawns here. Let's see if we can get an opulent key. Please say we do. We did not. We got stinking gloves. Anyway, yeah, chests, like worldly chests, do have a low-ass chance of dropping you that sweet opulent key. But yeah, that is a low chance, and we don't talk about that low chance, because low chances are stinky, and you, well, unless you're a D2 player like myself, you do not like, low spawn chances. Now, regarding streams, once again, I will tomorrow promise be doing a Monster Hunter World stream, because, you know, Monster Hunter is fun. But anyway, Again, that's besides the point. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Smash that like button and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you want some more of these like informative-ish videos, or if you'd like to see little tips and tricks on how to become a worse gamer like myself. Anyway, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for another stream, and good night. See ya. But we also have a donation link and a merch link, and one more thing before I go. Actually, the high value target just appeared there. Anyway, one more thing before I go is that YouTube unsubs my subscribers for some reason. They say it's a glitch, so if you could just check your subs, that'll be very gamer, because you know, we're nearly 300, and when we get to 1k I'll start earning money, so I can maybe perhaps show you some games I've been thinking of getting, and maybe you should consider getting too. Anyway, guys, see you soon, tomorrow exactly. Goodbye. See ya 6 PM probably, or 8, I don't know. Anyway, goodbye.